Hi folks, HR Funk here. A week or so ago, I posted a short video entitled Marines Can Disassemble and Reassemble Their Rifle Blindfolded. Not many people viewed that video, and I think YouTube probably throttled it because it didn't appeal to the right demographic, their preferred demographic being pre-adolescent video gamers and people who like funny cat videos. But in any case, those of you who did see the video seemed to enjoy it, and the comment that I got probably more than any others was, okay, now try that with a 1911. So in this video, I'm going to try it with a 1911. I've never done this before, but it's going to be kind of fun to give it a try. Now, I have disassembled and reassembled a 1911 pistol many, many times when I could see what I was doing, but I've never tried to do it blindfolded. I think I can do it, and I'm wearing my throwback 1960s era Marine Corps uniform in honor of all you Marines in the decades who served before me and all you other military veterans from the decades before me who carried and used the 1911, and I'm going to perform this in your honor. Now the pressure's really on because if I blow it, I'm going to let all of you down. And somehow or other, my senior drill instructor is out there watching this, telepathically communicating to me that I better not blow it. And there was an or else in there with some expletives and something about having me do something until I die. So I need to make sure I get this right. Once again, I'm going to be using my blindfold. And the last time I did this, I had this very tight over my eyes and my vision was blurry for probably 15 minutes or so after I got done with the rifle. So I'm going to spread it out a little bit more this time. Oh, and one other thing. I have a second camera that I'm going to start. Okay, got the second camera fired up now. And my idea is when I edit this video, I'm going to try to do a split screen or a picture-in-picture or something like that so you can see a close-up of what I'm doing with my hands along with the overall view to make sure that I'm not peeking out from under the blindfold or anything like that. Now, I started to say a minute ago that the last time I did this, I had this blindfold very tight over my eyes and my vision was blurry for probably about 15 minutes after I finished the video. So this time I'm going to spread it out a little bit and just make it not quite as tight, but it's still going to be just as effective. I cannot see anything other than just, I can tell there's, light coming in through the blindfold, but, putting my hands in front of my face, it's getting a little darker and a little lighter, but I absolutely cannot see what I'm doing. So, the first thing I need to do is find my pistol. And I made sure that this pistol was unloaded before I started the video, but I'm going to check it again. And also you might notice I have a small tray right here. The reason I have this is because as I put small parts down on the table, I'm going to put them in the tray because I have this fear of dropping something or knocking it off the table or whatever, and then having you have to watch me crawl around to my hands and knees and everything else for however long it takes me to find that part. So the tray is here for that reason. The larger parts I'll put down on the table in front of me. But as I said, the first thing I will do, as always, is make sure the pistol is unloaded. So I'll remove the magazine and lock the slide to the rear, and the chamber and magazine well are empty, so I definitely have an unloaded pistol. Next, with the slide forward, I'll put the safety on, and I'm going to depress the recoil spring plunger and release the recoil spring plug and put that down here in my tray. Make sure I get it inside there, because that's one of the things I'm worried about rolling away. And I'll rotate the barrel bushing back the other way. All right, now I can release the safety and retract the slide. And once I get the slide to the right place, there we go. Guess I wasn't taking it back quite far enough. I can remove the slide stop. Now, the slide and barrel should come forward off the pistol as a unit, and I can lay the frame down, make sure I have it well on the table so I don't knock it off on the floor. And at this point, I can remove the recoil spring and the recoil spring guide. And it feels like my tray is starting to get full. Make sure the link is down, and I can remove the barrel from the slide. So the pistol as soon as I find room for everything, at this point is completely disassembled. Now the disassembly was probably the easy part. The reassembly is probably going to take a little bit more effort. And right now I can't even find the barrel. I know I put it down here someplace. There we go. All right. So I got the barrel, have the slide, have the barrel link down, and I will slide that back into position. Okay. Next, I need to find my recoil spring and my recoil spring guide. There's the spring, and there's the guide. All right. Now the important thing here is not to drop anything, and I've got to find the right place to get the recoil spring into the slide. And that should be it right there. And I managed to do that without dropping the guide, so I'm pretty happy about that. All right. And it feels like it's in there right. The barrel link is down. All right. Now I've got to get the slide back onto the frame. Okay. Now I should be able to run the slide back to the rear, and that should properly orient my barrel length as I turn the pistol over when I do that. By the way, that was taught to me, that technique, by an older Marine. I say older, it's when I was in the Marine Corps. He was probably a gunny or something like that at the time, to properly get the link to go back where it belongs. And now I'm having a hard time finding my slide stop. There it is. Now, if the barrel link oriented properly when I did that, I should be able to put the slide stop through and hook it onto the barrel link. Now I'll see if I got it. And yes, it feels like it did. Now what I'm about to do is probably the most difficult part of the entire process, and that is properly align that small cutout in the slide so that the slide stop can be replaced. I think that's it that I'm feeling right there. And we have to position this all by feel. And of course not put a big scratch on the side of my slide as I do this. That felt promising. But it's not all the way in place yet. It's got to be right in there someplace. It moved partway into the frame. All right, let's start over again. There's the stop notch. I've got to be right there on it. This was the only part of the process that I was concerned about. And I think if I can find the right place, it will pop There we go, into where it goes. Just took a little while to find it. Now I can reapply the safety. And reposition our barrel bushing. And I got to find that spring plug and get it back on there. Now I have to not launch it across the shop as I do this. I think I got it. So let's see. Safety on, hammer doesn't fall. Safety off, hammer falls. Grip safety is working. Reinsert my magazine. And the magazine locks the slide open when it's empty. So I think I once again have a working 1911 completely reassembled, and my vision is not nearly as blurry this time as it was the last time I did this. And for any of you who might be worried, no, I managed to do that without putting a big scratch on my frame, or even a little scratch for that matter. So there you go. There's one for all you former Marines and all of you military veterans from the decades before I was in the military who carried and used a 1911 pistol. This one's for you. And that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, as always, make sure you forward those to me. Remember, if you purchase anything from Optics Planet, be sure to use my discount code, which is... And if you use that discount code, it's good for 7% off your purchase from Optics Planet. And remember, House of Pain, you can go to House of Pain Armament or House of Pain Munition and use my discount code there, which is HRFUNK, and that'll save you some money off your purchase from House of Pain. And last but not least, is a Target sponsor for the channel, folks. Go to Target's online, check out their inventory, and see if they have anything that's going to meet your Target needs. See you next time, folks. And until then, Semper Fi. Bye-bye.